Hi, today we are going to do some hands-on exercise using Microsoft Project. So you will learn that how we use Microsoft Project and how we create a project schedule using Microsoft Project. So when you will open your Microsoft Project, you will see this screen and you create a blank project. Then you will see this interface of Microsoft Project. This interface has some sections. You can see uh, on the top, all are the menu items that we use to make settings for our project plans, project schedules. Then in the middle is a timeline, the tasks with the dates. They appear on this timeline. And the bottom, you can see two panes, left side task pane and the right side chart pane. You will key in all your task information in this left side pane. Name of the task, its duration, start date, finish date, predecessors, resource names, team members working on those tasks. And then if you want to add a new column, you can add it from here. For example, you want to add cost, you can add cost column from here. You want to add a contact list for your team members, you can add it from here. Okay, so this column you can use to add any column in your project. Similarly, on the right side, you can see we have Gantt chart. When you will key in all the tasks in this task pane, it will automatically draw a Gantt chart for you in this right side pane. So before we start this one, you first save your project with some name. For example, my project or any meaningful name you can give it. Web project, save. After you save the project, the first thing is that you have to make project settings. Settings mean go to the project menu, choose project information and set project dates here. Project date, start date is 4th April, 1st of April, and current date is also 1st of April. Current date is the date when is today's date, when you start planning or scheduling your project. Start date is a date when you want to start a project. It could be the same date, current date, it could be different. Like if you want to start a project on 15th of April, then you choose that date. So Microsoft Project will schedule your project from 15th of April. Finish date is disabled because your project is set to schedule from start date. Finish date will be automatically calculated by Microsoft Project when you will key in all the tasks and their durations. So according to the last task or duration of the longest task, it will calculate your finish date by itself. Second option is that we set project from finish date. Then you choose your finish date, start date, it will automatically select for you. But this is not a good practice. It is difficult to handle. So we always set our project schedule from project start date. 3 types of calendars are given: 24 hours calendar, night shift, and standard calendar. So we can use standard calendar normally. So after you have set these dates, press OK. And then next part is that you have to enter some tasks. So I have already a list of tasks that we can enter. So just let me copy. You will add one by one. Just to save time, I just copy paste. Then these tasks and I copy paste. Because the next thing is we have to create summary tasks. When I have a key in all the tasks in my this task column, next part is to group them. So grouping means we create summary tasks. Here you can see in this task, we have all the phases of software development: initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing. We want to group our tasks into these phases of software development. How we create summary tasks. So first, I choose kickoff meeting, develop project charter, charter sign. Okay, these three activities which belong to initiating phase of software development. I choose all these three, go to task menu and press right indent button. It will make it a summary task. So this is summary task. Initiating is now a summary task. Summary task is always shown with this black bar. And start date that we set in this project settings, you can see here. Finish date is not set because we have not set the finish date. It will be set when we enter duration of each task here. Similarly, we create summary tasks for each phase of software development. Planning phase, these three tasks belong to planning phase, right indent. Analysis, design, implementation, system implemented, these four tasks belong to executing phase, make it a summary task. These two tasks belong to controlling phase, make it a summary task. Similarly, these three tasks belong to project closing phase, we make it a summary task. You can adjust column from here to make it more readable and understandable. So in that way, we have created these 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 summary tasks. And each summary task has subtasks. Or in simple language, you can say grouping of the task according to phases, according to deliverables, according to milestones, you can set it here. So once you have created, this is also called work breakdown structure. You have broken down entire project into different tasks. Easy to handle, and you can assign these tasks to different team members. To this work breakdown structure, we can also add numbering to identify those tasks easily. To assign numbers to all of these tasks, we go to Gantt chart format menu and choose outline number checkbox. Select it and it will automatically assign these numbers to all these tasks. Initiating is phase 1. The numbering sequence is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. Similarly, if you will add more tasks, it will add sequence numbers to those tasks automatically. Similarly, second phase is planning. The subtasks are 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3, and so on for all other phases or other summary tasks. Once this is done, you better save it from time to time. Okay, next we have to set duration for these tasks. So duration is, it can be in days, weeks, minutes, hours, months, elapsed days, or elapsed weeks. So duration is this one. Task number 2, kickoff meeting has duration of 2 hours. Kickoff meeting, we set 2 hours. Develop project charter, 10 days. 10 days. Charter sign, 0 day. 0 day. Similarly, project plan, 3 weeks. 3W. Develop review project plan, 4 months. 4 months. 4 months. Plan approved, 0 days. Analysis, 1 month. Design, 2 months. Implementation, 1 month. Implementation means coding. And system implementation is done. It takes 0 days. We declare that system has been implemented. Next, report performance, 5 months. Control changes, 5 months. And last 3 tasks are 2 weeks, 1 week, and 0 day. 2 weeks, 1 week, and 0 days. Okay. Now we have to set, you see, we have set the duration for each task. 0-day tasks are called as milestones. Initiating when charter is signed, agreement is signed, we say we have achieved this milestone. Project plan has been approved, this milestone has been achieved. System has been implemented, development is complete, milestone is achieved. Similarly, project completed, milestone is achieved. So milestones are shown as 0 days duration in Microsoft project. And they are shown through these diamond bars. Here you can see. All other normal tasks, you can see, they are shown through these green bars, or in some Microsoft project, they use different color schemes. These color schemes you can change from here. So milestones are always represented through this diamond shape. This one, this one. Summary task with black bars, this one. And all these other tasks through these colored bars. So next you have to set the date, start date and finish date. Start date and finish date is actually, Microsoft project has 2 options. If you see this pin, you click on this pin, it will give you an option. Manually schedule or auto schedule. If you choose manually schedule, you have to set your start date and finish date by yourself. It's good that you set it to auto schedule. It will calculate it for you automatically. Then second task, auto schedule. So you change all to auto schedule. It will calculate finish date and start date for you. Okay, so now you can see it has calculated different dates. 3 weeks starting from Monday, 15th of April, it has started. It will finish this task on 3rd of May. All the tasks, it is starting from starting date, but you can change this starting date. Okay, it's not necessary that you can start all the tasks on the same day. It's not possible unless different team members are working on these tasks and these tasks are not dependent on each other. If they are dependent and same team member is working on different tasks, he cannot start all the tasks on the same day. So starting date, you can change according to your plan. Like this one, this task, you want to start on, let's say 16th. This task you want to start on 18th. This task you want to start on 24th. So in that way, you can change it. All the starting date of all these tasks. The next part, some tasks are repeating tasks. Report performance. You need to have a meeting, okay, every week. A review meeting, a report performance meeting. So for that, we need to add a recurring task. Go to task menu, open this task plus sign menu, and here you can see a recurring task. So you can insert a recurring task from this option. Task name, let's say review meeting. Duration is, let's say 1 hour. When you want to do it daily or weekly. Weekly when you want to do it. Like you want to do it on every Monday. Starting from start date of the project by end of the project. Or you want 20 occurrences, 10 times you want to do it, then choose this option. Okay. So once you are done this one with this, press OK. It will create review meeting for you. You see all these tasks, it has automatically scheduled for you for these dates. 15th, 22, 29, 6th of May, 13th of May, 20th of May, and so on. So in that way, it will create all these recurring tasks. It means this task is repeating every week. Review meeting. So this sign, a loop sign, you can see here on the left side, this information, in column. Okay, so once you have created these tasks, keep saving it. The next part is that you want to set some predecessors. Predecessors mean task dependency. For example, I say task number 3. This is task number 3, 2, 1. Task number 3 is dependent on task number 2. You finish task number 2, then only you can start task number 3. So you set task number 3, the predecessor, as task number 2. Enter. And now you can see this has automatically changed. It has drawn this arrow from task number 2 and drops it on task number 3. Task number 2 is going to finish on Sunday. Then the next task, it starts on Tuesday. Because Monday, task number 2 will finish. Then on Tuesday, task number 3 will start, because they are dependent on each other. It cannot be started on the same day. So it has automatically changed to 16th of April, the next day. Similarly, task number, let's say you say task number 4 is dependent on task number 3, change it to 3. And it also changed. Gantt chart is also updated. Any other thing, let's say we say task number 7 is dependent on task number 6. It will draw it. 7 is dependent on task number 6. You finish task number 6, then only you can start task number 7. In that way, you can set all predecessors for all these tasks. Or you can change this one also. You say, okay, when task number, let's say task number 2 is finished, after 2 days, I want to start task number 3. I don't want to start next day. You want to start after 2 days. That we can set. You go to task and then task information. Open this one. It will open this dialog box for you. Or you right click here on this task and click on this information. It will open this same dialog box for you. So here you can set predecessors. Predecessors, you can see it is already showing here. So you can directly enter in this column, or from this task information dialog box, you can also set all these things. ID of task number is 3. Task for this task number 4. Okay, so let's do it for task number 3. Yeah, here. Task information. And then we want to set its predecessor. We say finish to start. Finish start means when task number 2 is finished, after that start task number 3. That is called finish to start. After how many days? 2 days. Lag is 2 days. Press OK. And it will do this. 2FS plus 2 days. Okay, 2FS mean 2 finish to start plus 2 days. When task number 2 is finished, after 2 days, start task number 3. Okay, here you can see it is drawn here. Task number 2 is finished on Monday. But it is not starting next task on Tuesday. It is starting after 2 days. Monday it is finished, Tuesday and Wednesday. On Wednesday, it will start next task or task number 3. This is what does it mean? That finish task number 2 and start task number 3 after 2 days. Who will be working on this task? Let's say you key in your resource name here. On this task, this person. So you can directly key in your team member names here. Who is working on this task? These two already entered. You can see in the list. You can add one more. You can add here. It will automatically add to the list. So you can set your resources here, or you go to the task information again. Task information, and you can add resources from here. Resource name, already you entered. You can see here, you want to add one more, then you do it here. Okay, it will add here. So you can add resources, you can delete resources directly in this column, or you go to the task information settings and you can set all this here. If you want to make some task as milestone, then mark that task as milestone. Choose this box. It will automatically set that task as milestones for you. If you want to show the progress of the task, right click here. Okay. Go task information, percent complete. You say, okay, this task is 70% complete. Change it here. Okay. Here you will see this dark progress bar. It shows you the progress. You want to add some note here. Right click. Again, task information, notes. You can say, okay, needs discussion with the client. Okay. It will add this note so that during meeting you discuss this task with the client, customer, your team members, or like that. Okay, so next you can see different views of this task. This is Gantt chart view. If you choose tracking Gantt, choose this view, you will see it will show you percentages and progress of each task. 70% complete, 68% complete. These progress bar, it will show you the entire status through this tracking Gantt. This is Gantt chart view. Network diagram, it shows you these rectangles or diamonds. Okay, the dependency of the task. Okay, this task 3 is dependent on task 2. This task is dependent on this task. And these arrows show the dependency. And entire task information is written. Start date, finish date, resources, team member name, they are written. This is called network diagram. Similarly, you can create different other views like resource sheet, your team members. Okay, their standard rate, overtime rate, and all that information you can see from here. Resource usage, it will show you here that your team members and their work, how much they are putting their efforts. Resource form, this one. Resource graph. We have not keyed in all the information. That's why it is not showing all that, but you can see the resource graph, it will draw here. Task usage here. So these are the different views that you can create. And similarly, you can create different reports from here. Resources, you want to see overall allocated resources, it will show you the report here of resource allocation of your team members. So in that way, you can create different views of this Microsoft project. If you want to change any settings, you can change color schemes, you can change it from here. All these menus are given here. Okay, that we have used. And similarly, there is one more option here. You can see change working time. Okay, let's say you have a Christmas, you want to include that off day in your calendar, or so you can change the working time of the calendar. Currently, non-working time is only Saturday and Sunday, but you want to include other holidays, you can choose it here. You have a 17th April, let's say. So name you can say public holiday. When start 17th April, 17th April is working holiday. So it will be your non-working time. Okay. So in that way, you can make settings in your calendar also. Then our Microsoft project will not schedule any task on that day. That you have marked as non-working day or holiday, or you can create a new calendar and you can make copy of the standard calendar and you can use that one. All these settings you can do in Microsoft project. All right, so this was the basic tutorial that how you learn, how you key in all the tasks in Microsoft project, how you use some basic settings, and this is how we schedule a project. And this is how we use Microsoft project. So you can practice this one, okay? And then if one more thing in this, just if you go to your, you can say task information and your resources, your key team members, their unit, their cost. This person, let's say, is working for $50. So you can add this here, all that information. Okay. So that's all for today. Just follow these steps that I have demonstrated you. And this basic project plan you can create using Microsoft project and you will learn it. If you have any questions, you can ask it from me. So once you are done, everything is done, you don't forget to save it. All right. Thank you very much.